Turning to Delaware County, where drought concerns have been rising. 12 News' Christina Dillon got to see the effects firsthand and learn more about what is exactly happening to the reservoir.
It's a sunny and dry day, and as of yesterday, we are more than 5 inches below average on rainfall since the beginning of September. That's the third driest fall on record, and Delaware County residents have been feeling the effects. Take a look at the Delaware County reservoirs last spring. This is what they looked like today.
The city of New York and everybody that relies on Delaware River water now is kind of a little worried about this lack of rain that we've had for over a month now.
Delaware County, New York is home to 2 large reservoirs that contribute to the supply of more than 50% of New York City's drinking water, serving around 9 million people. That's according to Jeff Skelding, executive director of the Friends of the Upper Delaware River. Skelding explains that the newly announced drought watch for the county is complicating several ongoing projects.
The timing of the drought with the aqueduct project has really presented management challenges for everybody, but particularly the city of New York, who owns and operates the dams.
The Delaware Aqueduct project entered its final phase of construction in June 2024, which includes building an additional tunnel to remove the possibility of leaks. However, the project requires lowering the water levels in the reservoirs, a situation they hadn't planned for amid this drought.
They had to lower the reservoirs for this aqueduct project where they're repairing the underground tunnel. They probably did not anticipate that the weather was going to happen the way it has, because the reservoirs are very low.
Skelding emphasized that it's now up to Mother Nature to resolve the situation. But come June 2025, New York City officials will need to get creative as they look to replenish the reservoirs. As for Delaware County residents, the community primarily depends on groundwater and well water. However, residents were concerned this could impact water access and recreational activities at the reservoirs. Skelding added the community is learning conservation techniques to help manage this drought's impact. Christina Dillon, 12 News, Delaware County.
And we reached out to the DEC and to the DEP for more information on the impact the drought could have on the aqueduct project and to residents, and we are currently waiting to hear back from them.